Who is Carolinen Niebling, and she's from Switzerland. And she comes to the first World Design Day to talk about Think Like a Sausage. So, good morning, Caroline. How are you? Welcome to the World Food Design Day and happy World Food Design Day.
Thank you. Thank you for the introduction.
You're welcome. Okay, so the stage is yours. We will hear your explanation. And thank you for coming.
Good, no worries. Yeah, so I thought I would propose thinking like a sausage, and it sounds maybe a bit funny, but at the same time, I think it has changed my life. And just to give a little insight, I did quite a traditional design path. So I went to study my bachelor's in design, and then I did a master in design at ECAL, a school in Switzerland. I am originally from Holland, but I'm living here and working here now in Switzerland. And I was always flirting with trying to include food in all of my projects. But then it wasn't until I found the sausage that I actually thought this is a perfect piece of design. It's thinking about like a production technique. It's thinking about shelf life. It's thinking about which materials. It's adaptable to different parts of the world. Well, of course, it's adaptable to. There are thousands of thousands different recipes, but it really, really made me understand design can be applied to food. So I don't know if you know, but I have made a book out of that. It's called The Sausage of the Future. And
Very interesting.
Yeah, it's actually really about this, like the exploration of the sausage as a product. But also what was very important and what I wanted to do today is that a large part of the book is about ingredients that fit well in a sausage. So, for example, when you think about sausage baking, traditionally, they always talk about moisture levels. And therefore, very wet ingredients are maybe not the best ingredients to use in a sausage. But there are many other ingredients that can be used in there, like grains and pulses and nuts and seeds and flours and vegetables, like starchy vegetables. They all fit super well in a sausage. And I was thinking maybe we could propose a few recipes. So, for example, I did a bangers and mash sausage, which is, it's like a braadworst, and I just added potato puree and pea, and it's extruded in the same way, and then you have a sausage containing 60% less meat, for example.
Right.
But yeah, so I thought maybe it would be nice, but I don't know how this is it interactive what we're doing?
Yeah, well, it's interactive in the sense that people is looking at it. There's more than 250 people looking at us through YouTube, but we cannot tell people to talk to you. But if you want to do it, it's great. We still have kind of 10 minutes, so we could perfectly do whatever you want. If you want to cook and you want to do a sausage, we're really happy to see it.
Yeah, well, I'm not in the kitchen right now, but then I will explain a little bit more how I came to practically do it. So maybe just to say, why did I even work with sausages? it was because I tried to reduce meat consumption worldwide, but by including the existing industry, which is important for me, that when we need to change, why don't we change together with the people that produce? And we're not trying to make something completely new and a new infrastructure and a new production facility when we can use the old one. So the sausage for me is something incredibly interesting because it's over 5,000 years old. And yeah, I brought a few different ones also to show that the shapes and the sizes are completely different. This one actually I took from Slovenia over the summer holiday. It's a very interesting shape. And but in history, the sausage was the first food item that humans created that was containing proteins and that would last for a longer time. So you could take a sausage with you and then go on the horse and explore colder climates, or not on a horse, but explore colder climates. And that was essential to how we migrated across Europe, for example. And that is, the sausage is part of the reason why we were able to do this, because it is this magic thing happens inside when you put raw pieces of pork together with some salt and you pack it, and all of a sudden after drying it controlled, it is it's good for months. But because I want to show you, for example, one sausage that I made from fruits, which is inspired by the first sausage that was made by humans. This one is made out of fruits, but this specifically is forest fruits with figs and dates. And you can dry it in the drying chamber at the butchers. You don't need to refrigerate it. And this one is actually like more than a year old. I don't have a knife here, but yeah. So you can.
Can I ask you a question? Do you what is the outside of the sausages? Because usually, yes, that peel.
This it's a skin made from alginate. So it's algae, seaweeds.
Seaweeds.
And
okay.
yeah. And you know, if you want to try to work yourself on vegetarian sausages, what I always do is I ask the big companies that make these skins to send me one of their test packages, and you will have enough skins for a lifetime of making some tests. And it's edible, so it's fantastic. It's raw and edible, and it also you can see that it really shrinks with the sausage, because this has been dried in the drying chamber for maybe 24 hours. And you can really see that the skin fits perfectly still. So it's the same technique as we used 5,000 years ago and then made entirely out of fruits. And you can imagine making this also out of fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, of course. That's great. It's super amazing. It's super amazing. Actually, I think that this is a very nice project of food design. And I have a question for you. What about if people would like to know which kind of sausages did you do? Are they on your book or they are on your website? How can people, know a little bit more about the project?
Yeah, so I have on my website, I have a lot of the sausages from the book, but basically they're in the book. This is insect sausage, and the nice thing is it's dipped in beeswax, so it's already sort of insects what we used to. But there are many in here, and I have done in the back of the book all the tests. The tests that I made along, like these were all the test ones that I thought were successful.
Wow, super amazing. And I have one last question. Usually students, when they study in the design universities, they study product design, they study graphic design, space design, sometimes somewhere interaction design. They do never study yet food design. So many times students tell me, well, I want to be a food designer. What do I have to do? Because they come from a graphic background or product background. Which is your background?
Products. Yeah,
Product.
so my background is like really classic product design. But I just convinced my teachers by explaining why sausages were food design or were design for me. And I think you can do that with everything. There is this magic balance between food design is not, it's not cooking, it's creating objects with the material that is edible. Because in design, we consider also carpentry, not design. And I always say carpentry is the cooking of the food design, if that makes sense.
Yeah, completely agree. As we in Fork trust that food design is an agent of change. So your presentation was one of these projects that you can see that it's an agent of change, because of course we can keep eating meat sausages, but we could also eat other kind of sausages that we in a way that meat is not the only way to do sausages. So it's creating a social change. So it's very interesting to be seen in that way. Okay, I would be talking with you for 1,000 hours, but thank you very much. I think
You're welcome.
was amazing. And I hope we will be in touch for other occasions. So thank you very much for your participation. See you soon.
Of course. Happy to
See
be
you
here.
soon, Carolinen.
Bye.
Bye.